Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self-realization. Please subscribe our channel for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring the book Yoga Essays for Self-Improvement, authored by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. In today's chapter, we will be studying the internal worship of the divine self. The self that illumines the mind and the senses is the supreme reality behind all names and forms, who must be worshipped, adored, and propitiated by an aspirant. In this form of worship, the inner feeling of devotion is the oil, the understanding of the reality behind all names and forms is the lamp, self effacement is the burning of the incense, and divine qualities are the flowers offered. So it's all an internal journey, and you're offering your devotion and feelings to the self, which is the deity. Unlike usual forms of worship and meditation, this advanced form of internal worship does not require a special time and a place. It can be practiced at all times and can envelop every action and experience of the worshipper, who has developed a sublime attitude towards everything in this world. Every step the worshipper takes during his daily duties is considered an act of devout circulation, perambulation around the sacred shrine of God. Every action is performed in the service of serving Supreme Beloved, who is the reality behind all the names and forms. Permeated by the spirit of internal worship, an aspirant considers every experience in life, every development in his journey through the world process as an expression of divine worship. Many people think only by going to the temples or in special places, pilgrimage centers, you worship, but in reality, you are worshiping God all the time in all your actions. Even the experiences of pleasure and pain are offerings to the supreme divinity. Sleep and dream, birth and death, disease and old age are all viewed as spontaneous expressions of divine worship. In fact, this body itself is a gift from God. So everything we should do should be to honor his existence. When the unconscious is filled with the lofty impressions of worship and devotion, the worshipper develops a vision that his entire being is ever involved in the glorious act of worshipping the Supreme. His senses, mind, intellect, pranas, and the five elements that compose the personality adore the Supreme Self at all times. So, every available resource should be offered at God's lotus feet. He learns the art of seeing the divine majesty in every part of his being, his mysterious body, the subtle vital forces and their operations, the mind and its mysterious functions, all defy human comprehension. They are extremely complex, something that only the divine could have imagined and created. He is awed by the vision of the divine self that is the sustaining reality behind them all. When your mind is engrossed in the thoughts of the body and material possessions, when your thoughts are centered on the objects of the world, when your mind flows towards the external world under the pressure of attachment and hatred, you continue to intensify your ego. In other words, you have rajas and you're doing a lot of worldly activities. The cloud of egoistic vision obscures the luminous reality of the self. think of this ego like a dark cloud that has covered yourself. Self being the sun, the dark cloud being the dense cloud through which you cannot see the sun. But when you allow the mind to perceive the divine presence behind all objects of the world, behind all happenings in life, even behind every thought and feeling of the mind, you begin to view the world as a glorious expression of the divine self. Your vision is no longer stifled or obscured by the clouds of egoistic desires. Rising beyond the veils of egoistic desires and illusions, you commune with the cosmic mind. A mind that is able to rise beyond the veils of egoistic illusions is indeed a truly religious and spiritual mind. Outstepping the plane of the ego, it swims and soars in the transcendental expansion of the divine self. A truly religious mind is a source of boundless inspiration and creative activities. All that is good, beautiful, and sublime proceeds from such an enlightened mind. You see a crow painted on a canvas. It is ugly and unattractive, but when the artist gives the background of a branch and beyond the branch a view of the distant sky illumined by the moon, the same crow becomes a part of an exquisite work of art. In the same manner, when a negative mood arises in the mind, it is as ugly and awkward as a crow. But by developing the mystic art of inner spiritual worship, you create a mystic background for a negative mood and direct your attention to the limitless horizons of the self that stretch far beyond the negative mood. Soon the mind becomes so immersed in the grandeur of the divine background that what was once negative or ugly now becomes transformed into a divine experience. So these are techniques, skills, certain ways through which we need to pull ourselves and get out of our sorrowful moods into joyful moods and spiritual moods, getting outside of tamas and rajas and coming into purity or sattva. Such a worshipper sees all his moods, thoughts, and desires as one would view the clouds in the sky. Some clouds are silvery, some are dark, some shine as molten gold, some seem to dance in joy, some seem to linger in a state of melancholy, and some gleam with flashes of lightning, rumble with thunder, and pour down rain. All these clouds, along with the vastness of the sky and the luminosity of the sun or moon, form an enchanting atmosphere. In the same way, an aspirant who has developed the vision of the divine self, underlying the various processes of his mind, is ever immersed in a heavenly mystic environment. So, once you get addicted to this journey, it is the most blessed and peaceful experience. In the sacred corner of your heart lies an expansive vision of yourself. So, such a devotee, he has no need to fight with his mind. He has no need to drive the dark clouds of sorrows away, nor has he any need of supplementing them with the silvery clouds of positive thoughts. All that he does is to cast his gaze beyond the clouds, where he finds his mental life transformed into a fountain of spiritual bliss and heavenly beauty. That is the expansion of the soul. You get lost in that beautiful meditation and you enjoy the very presence of divinity right within you. You don't need anything external. All you do is you sit down and connect with the divine. So, with this, we conclude our satsang for today. And in tomorrow's satsang, we will be picking up the chapter Lessons of Life. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Hari Om Tat Sat.